Hello and welcome to Tale of Ajidrame's online platform. And today we are glad to have Gambian international Yusupha Bobb on our platform tonight. Thank you so much for granting THD Online TV this interview. And let me begin with a big congratulations to you and your fellow Scorpions. The Gambia went into the AFCON 2021 as underdogs. And this is the first time Gambia making it to the continental showpiece. But following the Scorpions' qualification from the group stages, most Gambian fans' hopes were raised tremendously. And one can assume that the players, you two must have felt the same. What was the mood like in the camp as the team prepared for Cameroon?
First of all, Assalamu alaikum. I would like to thank the Gambian people, the Gambian population, because after when we qualified, I went to YouTube and then I was watching these videos and I see the Gambian people out there celebrating, you see this joy on their face. So it was amazing. Going to this tournament as underdogs, it's a good thing because when you are underdog, people don't look too much on you.
Yeah.
So, but it is difficult because it's African football. We know it's going to be tough. It's 11 against 11. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's a man game.
Yeah.
You have to prepare yourself physically, mentally, and I think I would like to congratulate my boys because I think we did a very good job.
Of course, you.
And to be honest, it was very amazing, especially when we know that we qualified for the next stage before even we play our third game. So it was amazing. Everyone was celebrating out there, and we're here.
Already, you know that you are now into the round of 16, and there's a possibility of meeting any big guns.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great feeling, when you, like I said, when you go to a tournament as underdogs and you qualified for the round of 16, it's a big achievement already. Yeah.
After holding out Cameroon for the first 45 minutes, most of us back home thought, well, perhaps the team will hold strong to the end and probably just before that snatch that goal, which is going to be football's greatest upset. But as the second half progressed, it seems fatigue was crippling on the boys, and matters were made worse when we conceded 2 goals in the space of 7 minutes or so. What, in your view, led to the Scorpions' capitulation against Cameroon, if you can say?
First of all, like, you're playing with a host nation. We already know it's going to be a difficult game. We already know that, especially when you are playing with a big football nation like Cameroon, playing home with that crowd, 50,000 people. We know it's going to be difficult. You play against the referees. So, but we had a game plan. We tried to stop them and make them frustrate, when you play with big teams, because they have pressure more than us, because they were the favorites.
Yes.
And, when you play with big teams, when you play with small team like Gambia, you must win the game as Cameroon fans.
Yes. They were not expecting anything less than a win.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we had a game plan. We tried to frustrate them the first half, not to concede a goal.
Yes.
Because you play your game by your opponent. Yeah. Because it's a tactic. It was a tactic.
Allow them to force you.
Exactly. So we had a tactic that we don't want to concede a goal during the first half to make them frustrate, because they will want to push more. And when they start pushing more, because you are in a rush, so you make some mistakes. And we know our qualities. We know the players we have. We know we will suffer. We will defend a lot, but we will know at the end we will have at least one chance to capitalize on that. But unfortunately, it doesn't go in our way.
going into the dressing room immediately after the first 45 minutes, you can feel a kind of relax on the players' faces. And what was going on on the pitch before you went into the dressing room immediately the first half ended?
Like I said, we have a game plan. We know exactly what we was doing. You know, people outside can say whatever they want. Okay,
yeah, you
have to do this, we have to defend.
But fancy football.
Exactly, but the most important thing is to win a game.
Yeah.
You need to win a football match if you want to go to the next level, which is the most important thing. Doesn't matter how you win it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you play good or you play bad, but
yes.
And everyone was happy because it's not like we dominate every match. We don't dominate any game, you know, but we have results, which is the most important thing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you go to a tournament. This is not a league match. It's a tournament.
Yeah, you have to give it all.
You have to give everything. Yes. You have to sacrifice. You have to fight for your teammates. You have to do everything to win a football match. And we were trying to do that, but against Cameroon, because, like I said, they were the favorites, one of the favorite team who's going to win the AFCON,
yes.
Because also they have very quality players. So at the end, we don't manage to pass them and go to the semi-final.
Yeah. Against the silly national of Guinea, the Scorpion exhibited perhaps the best style of play in their center in the entire Cameroon campaign. You were a lot more relaxed, your passes much more accurate, and you play with a certain flair that is befitting of the champions. You were instrumental in the goal scored by Musa Barrow in that match. When you got the ball at that moment in time, were you tempted to go for it yourself, or was the pass to Musa intensive? And by that I mean it is natural to make a pass. Was it natural to make that pass at that moment?
I think, like I said before, you play with different kind of team, different kind of qualities of players. So each game, you need to go with your tactic. What you think is the best thing to do to win a football match.
Yes.
So we try to do that every game, because when you look back, I think we change our 11 every game.
Yeah.
Depends on the opponent.
Yeah.
And I think which is important because it's a tactical decision, which I think is very important because also you play with an opponent, so you have to know their weakness to capitalize on that. Against Guinea, we went out and played. We didn't defend.
Yeah, that was
tactics. Yeah, we played different tactic just to surprise the opponent. And you know, as time goes on during the game, when you have the ball also, you know, it's a little bit of advantage, because also we suffer, but others still also they suffer.
Yes.
Because it was very hot out there. So we managed to play. Like when you read in the internet, they say, oh, Gambia don't make even 10 passes. But you...
Well, you follow that.
Yeah, and you know, for us it was a motivation. When we hear, okay, it's not a good team or it's a defending team. We know that we're going to suffer during this tournament.
Yeah.
If you want something, you have to give everything.
You were mentally prepared for that.
All of us. We know we have a lot of talented players. Very skillful, but they defend, they fight a lot. Even our forward players, they fight a lot. We was fighting for each other because we want something for our country. So during the game, we did what we have to do. Then as times goes on, you will see spaces. Then
but that pass, Yusupha, that was a very great pass. You know, and many were thinking that it was going to be a kind of a cross or to the other flank of the field.
Yeah, but
you eventually look at that hole and just decided to do it here, which Musa executed in the right way.
Yeah, like I said, okay, the pass was beautiful. Yeah, I agree, but also like this is football. We play 11 against 11. It's not tennis. It's about teamwork. People see the pass, but they don't see the run of Musa and the run of Barrow and Ibrahim Adabo.
Yes.
That's why we can have that space.
Yes.
So it's a teamwork. And Musa did a good job there. It was not only easy touch, first touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even beat the goalkeeper because at some point he thought he was going to use the right.
Yeah.
And eventually there was a wrong foot that was used.
Yeah.
And it became a surprising package for the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have played, in different youth categories for the Gambia. And here you are now, with the senior national teams, thanks to your brilliance and hard work. Given your personal development and that of your teammates, what will you say lies ahead of the current crop of players? Is this the generation of players that will put Gambia on the world football map?
Yeah, for me, I think there is more to come because we have a lot of talented players here coming up also. This is a very young Gambian team.
Oh, yeah.
They can play 2 African Cup, 3.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a young team.
Yeah.
And I think everyone is talented here. So we just keep on working hard, fighting for each other, fighting for your country, which is the most important thing because, like I always said, if you want to be a professional football player, you have to work hard. And when you are in the pitch, you have to be ready physically and mentally to get what you want. Yeah. You need to sacrifice a lot. And I think this generation coming, I think Gambian people will see more.
Most of you play in different leagues to that of your opponents, and sometimes it becomes headline in most of the foreign medias talking about the level of the level where our players play. Psychologically, when you are playing against a team like the Silly National, in that game, for instance, having somebody in their mix who play for English Premier League in Naby Keita was not in that. Does that also boost the morale of Gambian players going into that game to say we need to give more because there were a lot of things that were said against you? For instance, the Malian coach did not give you any respect going into your game against Mali. Does that also put more courage into the boys?
Yeah, like I said, it is a motivation because you want to prove them wrong at the end of the day. So we just do what we have to do.
What do you say inside the locker room among yourself? We've seen so many motivational, moments of what's coming out from you, the players. Sometimes somebody will just pop up, nine definitely. We had the coach saying that I'm Ndongo and nine definitely living Ndongo. So those are all very good way in our way of motivating our players. But what do you, the players, say inside the locker room?
With this team, we don't need to talk too much because we all know what we have to do. We all know what we came to do here. So we don't need to talk too much. So it was like that. We try to encourage each other, but we all know what we have to do, which is the most important thing. Like I said before, people will want to see a fancy football, but we know what we come.
The target was to get the 3 points, progress to the next
level. Doesn't matter how we get it. Doesn't matter.
Listen, your career has taken from Hawks here in the Gambia to Chievo in Italy, Serie A. Today you remain in Italy, but playing for a Serie B, C side, Pesanza. On the surface of it, one may see it as a climb down, but is it really?
Sometimes people don't know your situation. They don't know what you go through. And yes, I played for Hawks before going to Italy to sign for Chievo, and it was 3 of us, I think, me, Lamin Jallo, and Modu Baji, one of my ex-teammates who was playing with me in Hawks.
Yeah.
And
it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't easy because he's a good friend of mine, that Modu Baji.
Yes.
And because when we go there,
a lot of challenges.
Now because he was sick.
Yes.
And they told him that he cannot play football anymore.
And you were looking forward to play with him in the same team, just like you did.
Because we know each other very well, and I feel sorry for him because growing up as a kid, you want to be a football player, this is your dream, and you go.
You reach at the peak,
then
the decision has been taken.
Exactly, they told you that you cannot play football anymore. You know, it's very stressful.
Yes.
But thank God now he's fine. He is living his life.
But it wasn't easy.
Okay. Yeah,
I can feel the emotion, when you grow up with somebody that you play football with and eventually, ended in that way. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
But how do you manage to sustain yourself after, going through those kind of a trauma at the time?
Yeah, but like I said, I have a great family. I have Modu Musa, I have Bajan, I have my mom, I have my dad and my friends.
So there were always extra motivation for you to push hard.
Yeah. They were by my side every time. It was not easy. I broke my leg twice. I have a knee injury twice.
Wow.
Then, playing 6 months, staying out of football 8 months, 9 months. People don't know what you go through. They can say whatever they want, but you know what you can do. You know what you can bring. You just put your head down and keep walking.
You passed through a lot of difficulties.
Yes.
Breaking your rib twice. That must be a big challenge.
2 knee injuries.
Wow.
Staying out for 9 months, 6 months, 8 months. It's not easy.
How do you describe today the family support during the period? If somebody listening who has never had this before and was thinking that you are not doing much to see you where you're supposed to be, how do you describe family support at that moment?
Yeah, it was amazing. Like I said, they were by my side since the first day, and it was important, to feel that love. And I get it 100% from them, which I really appreciate, because there is nothing like family. They have to be there,
in football career.
Especially when you are going through a lot. They stand by your side every time.
But today they can look at you and take pride on what is happening today.
Yeah, and I think there is more to come, because I want to make them proud also.
And inshallah, that will happen.
Inshallah. Yeah.
When you were growing up and playing football here in the Gambia, who were the footballers that you look up to and wanted to be like, perhaps have been secretly trying to emulate on the pitch?
He is a big brother to me. He was playing for Walidan.
Well, not even from Hawks, the team you play
for. He was playing for Walidan.
Rivalry between the Walidan and Real Madrid.
Yeah, but he's a big brother to me. Yeah. His name is George Cole.
Oh, George Cole.
Yeah, ex-captain of Walidan.
Walidan.
Yeah.
Fantastic player.
Fantastic player. Very good.
So you secretly sometimes try to emulate him on the pitch.
Yeah. But I never told him this.
Yeah. So just people listening today and how that he has, helped somebody, to grow today. And today you play for, top football clubs in Europe, and you've just returned back with this. But the Scorpions met with the president on Wednesday, the 2nd of February, at State House in Banjul, basically to welcome the team back home afterwards a splendid performance in Cameroon. How will this show of appreciation by the head of state help, do you think, motivating the team to even, higher height?
Yeah, I will also like to thank the president of the Gambia, Adama Barrow. I think when you go to fight for your country, and when we was going, they give us the flag. We are like them. He gave us the flag to go and represent the country, and I think when we come back, we have to go and see him, because he is our leader, he is our president. After all this performance, like I said, everyone was happy with us, because Gambian people, we are so proud of us. We came last night around 3 o'clock. You see fans outside the airport waiting for us, so in love. So no matter the case, we just have to see our president, because he is the head of this country.
And what can you feel from his body language yesterday after seeing the gallant Scorpion returning back?
Yeah, he was happy. He was proud. He was proud. He know that we did our best. We was out at the quarterfinals, but it's a big achievement. First time going to the AFCON and going to the quarterfinals, I think it's a big achievement. We can do more, but I think overall it's a great performance and big achievement.
Not surprised though, he's a football fan and he's an Arsenal fan, yeah. But I never know whether you provoke, asking me which team is supporting. You know he's a Walidan.
Yeah.
Well, it is the belief of many football fans in the Gambia that following the Scorpions' great show in Cameroon, there will now be more served by major clubs abroad. And is this an opinion that you also had, and perhaps in some of way wishing some big clubs coming to see players in this team?
Yeah, I think so. After this AFCON, after this performance, I think big teams will come for the boys because we have a lot of talented players. They are very good. I think people will realize that later on. We have a very fantastic players, young talented players.
You, the player, will you look at your performance today and say that you have done justice to what you did to do at the African Cup of Nations?
No, it's not enough. You have to work. You have to work more. You have to work harder if you want to reach to a certain level. You have to keep on working because there is always room to improve.
There was a video circulating saying that Nenyu dem duala for one of them new play final. Where was this motivation coming from?
From everyone. From everyone.
That you went there to tell the world that there's no minor in football.
Yeah.
Nobody's a minor.
It's 11 against 11. Anything can happen. People don't think we can beat Tunis. They think we're going to the African Cup to play 2-3 games, then come back to Gambia.
Unfortunately, they can't believe that as well.
Yeah.
But this is football for you.
Exactly.
It was 11 against 11. Exactly, that's what happened.
Yeah, we don't care. We just have to do what we have to do.
As a professional footballer, there is no telling that you can or you earn more money playing for your club, that's your country. But honestly speaking, is the feeling the same?
Play for your club or your country.
Earning money like the way we earn money from clubs and the way we also do, with our country. Is the feeling the same?
I think everyone wants to earn money when I'm in your job. Everyone wants to earn money. But coming to play for your national team is not about money. You need a little bit of motivation, yes. But it's not only about money because they cannot give you something that your club is not giving you. It's different. We love our country. We have to represent our country. And it's always going to be an honor to come to represent our country, no matter what.
Ivory Coast will be calling soon. What is the ambition going to the Ivory Coast? Because many thought that it has started. Therefore, this will continue as far as this Scorpions team or this generation of players are concerned. Are you players still optimistic that this is just the beginning of another start?
Of course, it's the beginning. Like I tell you before, there is more to come because we have talented and hungry players. We went to the African Cup. We saw how things goes. Everyone was happy.
There was no magic there. Just need to work hard.
Yeah, you just need to work hard. But we want to be there every time now. And we will fight for that. Because I think we deserve to be there every year, every 2 years. We have to be there. And we can do it.
What about the relationship within the players? What has it done for the players now? Because we've seen, you say it's a kind of a family affair. But we've seen extra, in your videos that you share, the atmosphere, you see dancing, some jovial, situation, actions happen there, pulling each other. What has, how has the relationship been now between the players?
We are family. It's a team. You have to love each other. Yeah. You have to fight for each other if you want something because we are all going for one goal. And like I always said, we love each other. We know what we went for, and we have to fight a lot. We have to love each other. We have to sacrifice for each other. And I think everyone saw that. Even inside the pitch, you see, we try to fight for each other.
Well, we are very soon ending this segment of the interview, which is on, because we'll be going straight to Wolof soon. But I think I'll just take this opportunity and speak to him in Wolof now, because we have done justice to our English viewers. And from nekani ñu ngi waxtaan ak Gambian International Yusupha Bobb bu yàggu noonu gars yi ñu ngi woon Cameroon they participate in Africa Cup of Nations for the first time after many years of trying. Yusupha fu mu nekk nii yéen dellu si neen Gambia gis neen ay vidéo on social media bi ngeen agsi Banjul International Airport dafa mel ni fancy yaakamti ne woon pour ñu gis leen because li ngeen defoon ñun ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi Gambia mosuñu foog ne da ngeen a dem that far waaye li nga waxoon si anglais rek mooy football bi léegi amul minus football bi da ngaa dem rek njëfee def li sa morom yi di def ngeen dem tey am nga yaa ngi toog fii tey as a proud son of this nation lan nga yëg bi nga dem represent Gambia si Africa Cup of Nations bi la taana ne Yusupha da ngaa dem play.
kontaante bu mag rek kontaante bu mag nit ki amuloo lu dul sa réew sa dëkk nga am sa dëkk su la ooyee pour nga taxawal leen li nga jàppoon yëpp da nga ko war a bàyyi ñëw pour taxawal sa dëkk parce que ñun fii lañ dëkk ñun Gambia lañ am fii lañ xam so suñ dëkk suñu soxlee dañoo ñëw xeexal suñ dëkk and fans yi comme ni ma la ko waxee woon after suñ match bi against Guinea dama dugg YouTube suma ronga ñi tuutee suma rat after lu fi jot a xew élection yi passé am nga jàppal fii bàyyi fële nga toog xam nga mu óor la ne yow da nga bokk si lu tax nit yi di booloo
loolu lu am solo
suma ronga ñi tuutee de suma rat
like 2005 ak fu ñu jógee si élection bi
ak fu ñu jógee xam nga hero baa ngi bari ngaayoo baa ngi bari less than 2 months nga gis ñëpp booloo ku nekk bàyyi lu la naxaree ak lu la ne ñëw booloo pour dëkk bi loolu dafa ne suñ sañoon dañ ko fi gis all the time because the smiling coast lañ wax the smiling coast dëkk bi dafa war a ne ñoo ko bokka te ñun ñëpp ay mbokk lañ
yaakaar naa ne def ngeen loolu because dañ demoon Westfield ñu gis seet foofu gis affaire bi naka la mel doo mun a wan ne kii moo fii la bokka
wala kii fii la bokka I
so
think
we are all Gambians celebrating the victory of a Gambian so football moo sport in particular moo am doole waaye nañ dem si tuuti si game si bi ngeen play seen first game bi against Mauritania ngeen win yu bari ne léegi fu mu nekk ni coach bi lu moo play nii dafa metti pour second game ngeen ñëw second game draw parce que dafa mel ni Mali seen coach bi cadre yu mu joxe sax amul woon respect pour Gambian team bi waaye yéen si compétition bi yéen da ngeen dem foofu pour won dara te won ngeen ko lan mu nekkoon motivation bi si diggante ñaari games yooyu.
waaw motivation bi neenaan la rek xam nga nit buy wax lu bon ci yow neel pat rek def yow li nga war a def yàlla moo dee àtte fii yàlla rek a mun te yàlla muñ kat yaa ànda ñun lu ñu gaay teg rek ñu jël garaawut
because da ngeen dem as underdogs.
waaw waaye suñ fa demee bañ dugga si biir di nga xam ne fi xawuloo ko ak ay xale de
Yusupha ñu dem si game Guinée bi amoon nga game bu baax I remember most of the even after the game bi CHAN bi Africa Cup of Nations bi dañ am seen committee ñu dee tànn man of the game. I can tell you that day in Gambia you were a man of the game for many Gambians nekkul ne dañ tuutiloo ku amoon man of the game is because of your killer passes bés boobu te contribution bi nga duggoon si game bi dafa amoon solo trop ba tax goal bu ñu score so amoon doon xel boobu yeneen players yi dañ doon try wala try si flanks yi loolu lu am solo la si sa carrière Youssouf.
waa dëgg la lu am solo la waaye itam soo ko seetee team bi la because team work la soo bàyyee xel 17 touches lañ am balaa goal bi.
yes
so mel ne team work la du woon pass bi rek it was the movement nu team bi doon play then after daf dee yomba di nga find space comme goal gi du pass bi rek first touch Musa bi movement ni Ibrahima Dabo bi movement ni Modou Baro bi it's important
dañ la jox chance bi pour nga xam fan nga koy dugg
dañ la day jox chance pour nga mën a xam yow lan nga war a def because as a midfield player da nga need options and soo amee options rek daf day easy ak yow it make it more easier.
waaye depuis after game boobu dafa mel ni sa performance bi daf doon yokk every game bi nga doon dem and I believe game boobu nekk na si game yi nga xam ne dafa boost sa moral.
waa xam nga football di moo yaa ngi koo def di moo yaa ngi perform di moo yaa ngi gën a improve every day yaa ngi play di nga improve because di nga jàng di nga xam lan nga war a def ak loo warut a def at the right time comme nu ma la ko waxee woon rek ñu dañoo jàng ba xëy bàyyi parce que dafa yaatu géej la rek da nga jàng rek ba nga xëy bàyyi because every day dina am loo jàng.
Cameroon ngeen play against Cameroon first 45 minutes bi mujjee goalless ñun back home fii amoon na yaakaar ne xam nga affaire bi dafa métti mun nañu dem penalty sax waaye dañu gis ne second half bi mel ni fatigue ñëw because da ngeen joxe lu bari si first half bi ndax yéen set play yi da ngeen am si jamono bi ngeen dem ba xalaat ne match bi first half bi sax dina demoo like goalless between ñoom yéen ak Cameroon ñu ngi am 11 12 players ñoom ñoo am France seen dëkk lay nekk yéen a ngi ñëw as debutant and as underdogs.
waaw bu nga dem si game bi xam nañ ne match bi du doon yomba ñun loolu leeroon nañu pe xam nañ ne dañoo play against Cameroon ñooy host nation bi one of the biggest footballing nation in Africa xamoon nañ ne du doon yomba du doon nekk match bi yomba da nga play against referee da nga play against 50,000 people play against good football players so ñun xamoon nañ ne du doon yomba but amoon nañ suñu game plan nag waaye xam nga léegi-léegi nga dem mu baax léegi-léegi nga dem du baax and try nañ pour use suñu game plan bi because lu woon game plan bi mooy pour ñu try pour frustrate leen ñoom because ñoom ñooy équipe bu mag bi ñoom ñooy team bu mag bi so ñoom ñoo war a win by force ñun amuñ benn pression dañ play noonu rek waaye amuñ benn pression
ñoom ñoo nekk si pression because dañu war a win
parce que dañu war a win by force
they can take nothing less than win
exactly ñoom draw sax ñu demoon extra time sa gars yi am nañ problème
is
because Gambia la gars yi di play 150 in FIFA ranking
ngay play
lu si tañoo si tournament bi yow nga win 5 AFCON 5 or 4 I don't know di play sa dëkk pression bi yëpp sa kaw la nekk nekkut si ñun so ñun da nga amoon suñu game plan rek dafa fekk ne nii la ko yàlla dogalee woogut rek but lu ñu woon plan bi mooy try pour defend leen force half bi frustrate leen parce que xam nañ ne after dinañ puus but unfortunately ñu dugg second half jël goal out of nowhere game bi ibeeku ñu nekk xaw faa cuune tuuti parce que ñu ne nañoo stick still si game plan bi parce que ñun xamoon nañ ne at least every match ñu plays lu mu bon dinañ am chance suy benn sax
te da ngeen ne may kii kat tamit ñi nga xam ne mën nañoo taxaw si digg si
parce que suñ players suñu am qualité bu ñu am xam nañ ne luñ defend suy benn chance sax dinañ ko am but after ñu cuune xam nga ñu ngi bëgg a force not force but lack of concentration during that first goal and second goal bi lack of concentration la rek then guys square at you then you know it's over but we keep trying.
waaye léegi tey ñu jéew si end of interview bi waaye dafa am ñaari laajte yu ma la war a laajte mooy fu mu nekk ni we met you on the family side have an interview te si interview English bi gis nañ daal am nga da nga amoon some difficulty si sa carrière am nii problème tànka dama on some occasion waaye wax nga li am solo fii mooy su amee famille nekk sa gannaaw si sa trying time bi daf la di dimbale te famille bi mun nañoo xool si gannaaw gestu jël pride ak seen doom li ñu gis bu mu perform in Cameroon yow soo war a wan nit tey ki nga xam ne mu ngay déglu interview for the first time musu ñoo xam yow fi nga jaar lan nga ko mu ngay wax tey si interview bi.
waaw xam nga nit ñi nag mënuloo tontu ñëpp. àdduna soo bëggee dem.
te famille yeneen ñi foog nga bàyyi leen de.
foog nga bàyyi mu jaala. parce que nit loo pour explainal ñëpp. you just need to explain ñan ñoo la jege parce que ñoom ñoo xam yow lay go through. nit yi ñoom duñ dee xam di wax rek. so da nga leen a bàyyi ñoom ñu wax comme ni ma la ko waxee yàlla ak muñkat yi ñoo ànda. waaye man xam naa li ma mun. su ma ñu ma jege xam nañ li ma mun. te bàyyiwuñ ma si benn boor. since day one ñu maa taxaw. lum jafe-jafe dama dee xam ne su ma gëstoo suma gannaaw dama dee.
loolu lu nee la da nga di am nit ki nga xam ne mun nga taalal loxo.
taalal loxo soo man aw ma ñoom seen fay mënuma leen a fay.
yooyu time métti mu métti la
koo xamul noo ko def rek nu mu la defa tax.
absolument.
soo man aw ma ñoom seen fay. Badiane Rakaam yeeg yaa faatu Umi Neene Modou Moussa moom muy borom kër gi.
Modou Moussa moom du nga ko wax because moom si football la jógee.
waaw
so moom anything lu mu dem si football dafa mel ni that one is not a surprise to anybody in Gambian sports.
waaw te xam nga rek depuis maa nekk xale maa moom la mu ma daan téye su gaa daan play mu yóbbu waale ma.
nga dem play si team bi nga xam ne.
soo depuis bi nga nekk xale la. tukki ñëw gis ne maa ngi play si team yi papaam bi.
waaw
mu nekk mbégte.
so dafa mel ni bi yàgg na.
du tey
du tey.
ba nit yi duñu understand. ànda bi du tey.
du tey waaye ànda bu gis nga xam ne mu ngi dem ak si dëkk nga xam ne yàgg na.
yàgg na
te dëgg ba fa dëkk. te fu mu nekk nii I wish ñu am time because xam nga bokk nga si tuuri legend si Gambia because as far as Africa Cup of Nations mu is concerned bi is the first time loolu kenn du ko mën a génne si suñu history book si waaye seen performance bi tamit dafa tax ba scout yu bëri yu nekk si àdduna léegi ñu ngi gëstu Gambia te yow bi nga jógee fii Hawks nga nekkoon nga dem Chievo waaye bi nga demoon Chievo affaire bi dafa jafe woon waaye ba léegi yaa ngi Italie ngay play for a club bi nga xam ne mu ngi tudda Piacenza Italian club la mu ngi Serie C so yu bëri ñu ngi ne bii time la pour Yusupha Bobb egg si kawam yow tamit yaa ngi xalaat loolu.
waaw am nga player bu nekk rek bëgg ngaa jëm kanam parce que player boo gis muy play rek bëgg na loolu noonu but nit ñi duñ dee xam sa struggle duñ dee xam sa jaar-jaar so dañ dee wax lu leen nii but yow xam nga fi nga jaar xam nga li nga mun xam nga lan moo tax nga nekk fi nga nekk. but mu laaj comme ni ma la ko waxee woon rek mënuloo tontu ñëpp.
ñeneen ñi moom foog nga bàyyi ñu dem.
foog nga bàyyi leen ñu wax yow nga continuer di liggéey yow looy liggéey rek yàlla baax na fii yàlla ñëpp la fi nekkal.
te yow sa boos feeñ na de foog na.
yàlla ñëpp la fi nekkal. soo muñee rek muñ.
finally léegi ban kaddu nga am pour Gambian si parce que gis nañ like li nga waxoon si waxtaan bi yow United te football moo tax ñu United yow léegi ñun am nañ yaakaar ne su ma ne ñun mooy Gambian fans yi ne team bi Africa Cup of Nations bi dafa continuer Ivory Coast 2023 dañoo dem. loolu la yëpp
dem moom dañoo dem.
so players yi tamit fan ngeen ko téye nag.
waaye ñoom gëm nañ noonu ñoom xam nañ ne dañu war a dem naa neex naa bàyyi na. amut fen.
dafa war a continuer
dafa continuer sax incha allah su neexee yàlla. ak players yu ñu am nii yow players yu ñu am nii. mun a pli dañoo dem. incha allahu rabbi ñun pareeguñ comme ni ma la ko waxee woon rek lii dafa neex. lii dafa neex. nga gis dëkk bi ñëpp booloo ñëpp nekk benn di support Gambia ñor leen dafa neex li war a béy géej ci dëkk bi
every doomi Gambia dina bëgg a def lii.
war dee géej su ma leen cause lañ wax dafa war a ne. dafa war a continuer te dafa continuer incha allah su neexee yàlla. and nañ def lépp luñ mun nañ si def suñ doole suñ ñaxa luñ mun yëpp dinañ ko si def su neexee yàlla.
Yusupha kan ngay ñibbi si.
kan
ngay ñibbi si.
kañ laa ñibbi si.
waaw lu sànq ñu doon leen wan. moom temps doon leen miin nag. soo ñëwee
waaw ma ne
xam nga foog nga dem nga doxantu fële.
waaw ma ne léegi tey nag. léegi tey incha allah.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I wish you all the best. Next time, by the time we come here, maybe Yangi play for Juventus.
Inshallah.
Real Madrid.
Inshallah.
Because Manchester United can go come see. Why you are not a
Manchester?
The wrong people facing. Anyway, thank you very much, viewers. This is all we have for you in this special edition on THD Online Tv. We've been speaking to Yusupha Bobb, just returned from the Africa Cup of Nations, representing the Gambia. And thank you so very much for following what we've been live on Facebook. And we'll also have the full interview as well. And thank you so very much for watching.